All right, folks. One more piece. This is a kind of short, trivial piece, but this is indicative of a certain virtue signaling liberal class cohort represented by West Wing star Bradley Whitford. So West Wing star gets personal.
This guy's a dick, man.
Yeah. Yes. In Cheryl Hines' takedown, actor Bradley Whitford, known for his performance in The West Wing, pulled no punches on X as he tore into Cheryl Hines and her husband, RFK Jr., on Saturday. Whitford, 64, called out Hines' silence following her husband's failed presidential run and endorsement of former President Donald Trump. So this is the tweets over some remarks that Trump made about Roe versus Wade. I tried to play that for you, but the volume was so low, you could really not even understand what Trump was saying, so I don't even know why he would link to that video. But he says, "Hey, Cheryl Hines, way to stay silent while your lunatic husband throws his support behind the adjudicated rapist who brags about stripping women of their fundamental rights. Gutsy. Great example for the kids. Profile. Encourage." I'm sure he spoke out about the numerous alleged sex crimes of Bill Clinton during the 2016 campaign. And I'm sure if he didn't, he would expect his colleagues to hound him for it on social media every day that he didn't speak out about that.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a whole tweet storm when Bill Clinton was just recently, or as we like to call him, credibly accused of rape figure Bill Clinton was giving a speech at the DNC.
Yes.
Whitford must have been freaking out.
Yeah.
Must have been all over that. And what are you doing on Elon's platform? What are you doing? I thought Elon is a threat to the Republic.
You know, if you were not around during the golden age of the West Wing and their multi-season run on TV, extraordinarily popular show, you may recognize this guy as basically the real life version of himself. He was the father in Get Out, which was all about the sort of unmasking of these PMC white liberal virtue signalers. Like, it was basically, that was what I thought was kind of ironic about, and I was kind of surprised he took the role. Like, when you were reading that Get Out script, don't you realize this movie is pretty much about you? Like, like you basically are a cartoonish, like this character is basically a cartoonish over the top version of you in real life.
Right. But that's what made it perfect casting, because a guy like this would never realize. He thinks he's commenting on people like that.
Right. The people like that never realize they are the person who's at the butt of the joke. Yes, that's true. Hines has previously said that she did not think her marriage would survive if RFK Jr. endorsed Trump. Then on Friday, Hines posted an ill-received note on X following RFK Jr.'s endorsement. Now, keep in mind, this is the Daily Beast. So, in reality, the note was not ill-received. We'll get to that in a second. But here is the video that they link to when they make the claim that she says their marriage would not survive. Now, that's not explicitly stated in this video, which means I don't know why they linked to this. But she does kind of hint that he would be in the doghouse if he actually went full bore and endorsed Trump.
You had been asked whether you would accept a position on the ticket if Trump asked you, and I think your response was, that would be devastating to my marriage.
I think Bobby knows me very well.
Okay.
I think that's the
answer.
That's also why he's not saying anything right now.
I think that's your answer.
All right. Well, the statement that she made, the decision has been made to suspend my husband's, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s presidency, meaning presidential campaign, not presidency, but whatever. And I'd like to extend a sincere, deeply heartfelt thank you to every person who has worked so tirelessly and lovingly on his campaign. They have accomplished feats that were said to be impossible. They have gathered over 1 million signatures, more than any candidate in history. I'm assuming she means third-party candidate in history. Once again, this is, she is an actress. This is in her wheelhouse. And have achieved ballot access across the country despite the roadblocks and lawsuits that have been brought against them for the sole purpose of keeping Bobby off of the ballots so no one would even have the opportunity to vote for him. I deeply respect the decision Bobby made to run on the principle of unity. Over the last year and a half, I have met some extraordinary people from all parties, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. It's been my experience that the vast majority of all parties are truly good people who want the best for our country and for each other. It has been an eye-opening, transformative, and endearing. Journey, 12.5 million views. Notice, despite the Daily Beast's claim that this was ill-received, those of you who are veterans of the X platform know that that is a pretty well-received post. 117,000 likes to only 19,000 comments. That's not even close to a ratio. That's a positively received post. When your like-to-comment ratio is, north of 3, that's a pretty well-received post. So, no, despite the editorial bent of the Daily Beast and the wishes of Bradley Whitford, this was not. She did not get a devastating backlash.
Well, she got a
husband's
devastating backlash from the people who matter to the people at the Daily Beast.
Right, but that's
people
very
like Bradley
few people.
Whitford.
Yeah,
Yes.
very, very few people. Bradley Whitford quote tweeted her, or no, she didn't even quote tweet her. He quote tweeted the Kamala's Wins account and decided to tag her and go after her. But overall, yeah, I mean, the response was not bad. It was not a bad response on X to him doing that, or to her saying, thank you to the supporters. Now, what's going on at the Kennedy household there, that's their business. But yeah, just what a meddling little sniveling bastard of a guy. I mean, and this is who the libs are. It's all about, are you with us or are you against us?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. It'd be one thing if she made a statement like, look, if she comes out on Twitter and she endorses Donald Trump, then, whatever. That's fair game. You want to make an endorsement, you deal with people coming back at you. But to go out of your way and say, hey, where's your statement condemning your husband? I like to think of politics like the mafia and families are off limits. That's generally what we do. And so yeah, I mean, you're always going to have yahoos who talk that shit. But generally speaking, the blue check crowd, you don't inject someone's wife into a debate for nothing.
She's one of them. Well, that's why.
Yeah.
She's one of them.
Yeah.
If he were just married to an anonymous woman, he wouldn't be calling her out.
Right.
This is a defection from one of their own.
That's right.
This is
That's
Hollywood.
Right. She's Hollywood.
It's supposed to be of one opinion, and it's that Trump is Hitler, and we have the God-given right to dictate our morals to the rest of the country because our morals are the good morals.
Right. Exactly. And so he took the opportunity to try and drag her into a flame war there, not realizing he is the real life version of the Get Out character that he actually played. Hey, I'd vote for Obama a third. They literally gave him that line. Hey, I'd vote for Obama a third time if I could. Right? That's exactly him. That's exactly the kind of guy he is in real life. And yet he played that role pretty well.
There was some stiff competition for this crown. In the White Dudes for Kamala stream, his might have been the cringiest.
Oh, that's right.
Moment.
He was on that. Yeah.
Oh, yes. There are so many white dudes out there. It's like a sea of beige.
I forgot you actually watched that whole thing. I didn't, because that was when I was on leave.
I didn't do the whole thing.
I actually timed my paternity leave pretty well because I got to skip the Venezuela coup and the White Dudes for Kamala call. Yeah.
With Cheryl Hines, I am very curious what's going on there. What is going on there? Is it the whole Kennedy mystique that she's into? She likes rubbing elbows. I mean, I can't imagine most of the family associates with them at this point. Is he that charm? Is she just charmed by the occasional decapitated whale head he brings home? Does she find that endearing, and the falconry and the bears and the dogs or whatever the fuck animal carcass he drags home that week? Does she have a fetish? What is up with that marriage? I mean, because and this happened gradually over time, that she got put in a position where she could have her husband or her career in Hollywood, but she couldn't have both. It's not like she had to make that choice up front. At the time when they got married, he still would have been a Democratic royalty in good standing. And now she's put in a position where she'll never work in that town again unless she gets hired by the Daily Wire.
Oh yeah, no, her career is done. I mean, even I can't imagine her relationship with Larry David hasn't strained over this. Not that they have to work together anymore because Curb is done. But I mean, he's a massive lib, and he was actually, I mean, there's lots of pictures of him and RFK together because they have a mutual friend, right? Obviously. But yeah, no, it is going to be tough to cast her in anything, any sort of big Hollywood movie anytime soon. Yeah, she is
No, that's
blacklisted
done.
for sure.
That's done.
Over.
That's done.
That's over.
Her only hope is Ben Shapiro.
Which is another thing that's another thing that made his tweet so sleazy. It's like, look, her career's over. Like, it's over. Like, what are you worried she's gonna take a role from your wife? Nobody's gonna cast her in anything anymore. Done. Why do you have to pile on? We have to say, hey, where are you condemning this? You know? Yeah. Pretty dickish.
On the bright side, Hollywood, all of their careers are over. They just haven't figured it out yet.
That's right.
Please clap.